The emperor who saw through reality, Marcus Aurelius, did not wake up believing he was special. He woke up believing he was responsible. That difference shaped everything that followed. While other rulers measured their worth through conquest, praise, and fear, Marcus measured himself through clarity, restraint, and truth. Rome was loud, powerful, impatient, hungry, and ruthless. It demanded decisions that crushed lives, moved armies, and rewrote borders. And yet the man at the center of this machine understood something most people still avoid. Power does not make life easier. It makes every flaw louder. Every morning Marcus prepared himself mentally for what awaited him. Deception dressed as loyalty, flattery hiding ambition, complaints from people who did not understand the weight of leadership, and the constant presence of death hovering over the empire like a silent judge. Instead of resisting this reality, he accepted it in advance. This acceptance was not surrender, it was armor. Marcus understood that shock is what breaks people, not pain, and if nothing surprises you, nothing truly owns you at night. After the armor came off, Marcus wrote privately, not speeches, not laws, not philosophy for the world, but reminders for himself, warnings against arrogance, softness, and emotional indulgence. Those writings were survival tools, designed to keep him human in a system that rewarded cruelty. This is why his thoughts feel alive today, because they were never polished for an audience. They were forged under pressure, loneliness, and responsibility. Marcus was not trying to look wise. He was trying not to lose himself. And that is where his story becomes yours, because modern life may not place a crown on your head, but it places pressure on your mind every single day. Expectations, comparison, betrayal, uncertainty, noise, and distraction. The environment has changed. The psychological war has not. Marcus learned to see through appearances, through praise, through insult, through chaos. He trained himself to observe reality without emotional distortion. And that skill alone separates those who are controlled by life from those who navigate it. Why the universe does not care about your feelings. Marcus Aurelius reached a conclusion that most people resist their entire lives. The universe does not operate on fairness, emotion, or personal preference. It operates on cause and effect, structure, and motion. This realization destroyed entitlement before it could poison him. He did not expect comfort. He did not demand happiness. He did not assume outcomes. Instead, he prepared for resistance, disappointment, and impermanence. Most people suffer not because life is hard, but because they expected it to be easy. Marcus observed that people waste enormous energy arguing with reality, wishing events had unfolded differently, replaying insults, resenting loss, and resisting change. He saw this as self-inflicted suffering. When plague swept through Rome, Marcus did not ask why his reign was cursed. He acted. When war dragged on longer than planned, he adapted. When people blamed him for things outside his control, he remained steady. He understood that emotions are signals, not commands. Anger signals violated expectations. Fear signals uncertainty. Sadness signals attachment. But none of them are instructions. Reason decides action. Emotion provides information. This is where modern thinking collapses. People treat feelings as truth, and then build their lives around unstable foundations. Marcus trained himself to observe emotions without obeying them, to feel without becoming possessed, to acknowledge pain without surrendering clarity. That discipline allowed him to remain rational when others panicked. He wrote that nothing external can harm the inner self unless you allow it. Not betrayal, not insult, not loss. Harm enters only through judgment. And judgment is optional. This is not denial. It is responsibility. If someone disrespects you, the event is neutral. Your interpretation creates suffering. If plans fail, the universe has not attacked you. It has simply moved. Marcus aligned himself with this movement instead of fighting it, and that alignment created peace even under pressure. The internal war that decides every life. Marcus Aurelius believed the greatest empire a man can rule is his own mind. Everything else is secondary. He observed how quickly intelligent men became slaves to impulse. Anger, pleasure, recognition, and fear. Power exposed their lack of discipline. Wealth amplified their emptiness. Praise softened their resolve. Marcus refused that path. He practiced mental resistance daily, delaying gratification, questioning reactions, stripping situations down to facts, not stories, not assumptions, not emotional exaggeration. When insulted, he asked whether the insult damaged his character. When praised, he asked whether it tempted complacency when exhausted. He reminded himself that comfort is not a requirement for virtue. This is the discipline modern culture avoids, because it requires effort without applause, restraint without validation, and strength without spectacle. Marcus understood that if you cannot control your reactions, someone else will, and once that happens, you are no longer free. He treated the mind like a fortress, guarded against unnecessary thoughts, emotional leakage, and ego-driven narratives, because once the mind fractures, everything else follows. This internal war never ends. It only changes form. Today it appears as distraction, addiction, comparison, outrage, and anxiety. The battlefield looks different. The stakes remain identical. Marcus trained for this war not to feel superior, but to remain functional, clear, and just under pressure. He knew leadership without self. Mastery leads to destruction. This is why his philosophy survived empires. It addresses the one enemy that never disappears: betrayal under power and the price of staying rational. Marcus Aurelius ruled in a world where betrayal was not an exception. It was a currency. Power attracted loyalty only until ambition arrived, and ambition always arrives. Generals sought glory beyond duty. Senators whispered behind marble walls. Allies waited patiently for weakness, and even those closest to him measured every moment by advantage. Marcus was not naive to this. He was prepared for it. What separates him from most men is not that he avoided betrayal. It is that betrayal did not alter his character. Most people believe betrayal grants permission to abandon principles. Marcus believed betrayal was the moment principles mattered most. He understood that reacting emotionally hands control to the betrayer. Anger clouds judgment. Revenge prolongs connection. Paranoia poisons leadership. So instead of tightening his grip, Marcus tightened his discipline. When trusted men failed him, he did not explode publicly. He assessed quietly. When loyalty fractured, he reinforced structure. When lies circulated, he focused on action rather than defense. This restraint confused his enemies. They expected rage, punishment, fear. Instead, they encountered calm, decisiveness, and consistency. Calm is threatening to unstable minds because it offers no leverage. Marcus believed that people act according to their nature, and that expecting otherwise is self-deception. Ambitious men chase advantage. Fearful men hide. Insecure men betray. Knowing this, he did not personalize disloyalty. He accounted for it. This perspective protected him from bitterness. Bitterness narrows vision, and narrow vision destroys leaders. He wrote to himself that if you are distressed by someone's behavior, look inward. What expectation did you hold that reality never promised to fulfill? This is the lesson most people avoid, because it places responsibility back where it belongs. Marcus accepted that leadership means carrying disappointment without becoming cruel, holding authority without becoming paranoid, and maintaining justice even when surrounded by injustice. That balance is rare, and it is why his rule endured chaos without collapsing into tyranny. The Stoic code that explains suffering and control. Marcus Aurelius reduced life to a structure simple enough to survive chaos. Control what depends on you. Release what does not. Act with virtue regardless of outcome. Most people reverse this formula. They attempt to control outcomes, other people, opinions, timing, recognition, and then collapse when reality resists. Marcus saw control as internal only: thought, intention, effort, judgment. Everything else was external, temporary, unreliable. This distinction solved suffering at its root. If your peace depends on results, you will always be anxious. If your identity depends on approval, you will always be unstable. If your happiness depends on permanence, you will always be disappointed. Marcus anchored himself in action rather than outcome, in character rather than comfort, in effort rather than reward. He expected difficulty, and because of that, difficulty never shocked him. Every morning he reminded himself that obstacles were not interruptions. They were the path itself. Resistance was training. Discomfort was instruction. Failure was feedback. This reframing transforms suffering from punishment into purpose. Pain loses power when it becomes information. Loss loses weight when it becomes transition. Fear loses control when it becomes preparation. Marcus did not romanticize suffering. He respected it. He saw it as a natural force shaping resilience, not something to avoid, but something to navigate intelligently. This is why modern people struggle. They expect life to feel good. Marcus expected life to be meaningful. Those expectations produce radically different outcomes. He believed that virtue is sufficient for fulfillment. Not success, not pleasure, not dominance. Virtue alone, acting rightly because it is right, not because it guarantees reward. This belief freed him from desperation. He did not chase happiness. He practiced excellence, and peace followed as a byproduct. This is the Stoic code. Not comfort, not escape, but alignment with reality through disciplined action. The final realization and the quiet power that outlives time. Near the end of his life, Marcus Aurelius understood something most people never confront honestly. Everything ends, bodies weaken, empires dissolve, names fade, even memory disappears. This did not depress him. It clarified him. Knowing life is temporary sharpens attention. It removes trivial obsession. It exposes what matters. Marcus stopped wasting energy on legacy. Because legacy is uncontrollable, he focused on the present moment, the only place where virtue can be practiced. He believed that death is not an enemy. It is a natural conclusion. Fearing it is unnecessary. Ignoring it is foolish. Accepting it brings urgency and humility. This acceptance stripped fear of its power. Once death is no longer terrifying, manipulation loses leverage, threats lose weight, and anxiety loses fuel. Marcus lived knowing every action might be his last. Not dramatically, but deliberately, speaking carefully, judging slowly, acting justly. This is why his private thoughts survived centuries, because they were written by a man fully aware of impermanence, not seeking immortality, but clarity. He solved the universe not by explaining its mysteries, but by learning how to live within it without resistance, without illusion, without fear. That is the quiet power that outlives time. If this message reached you, reflect on it. Write your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective adds to this conversation. Watch the next Stoic Spark video waiting for you. Continue sharpening your mind and discipline. Subscribe to Stoic Spark for daily Stoic wisdom, and press the bell icon so these lessons reach you when you need them most.